Yovi?
Yes, hi, LaShawn. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
How are you? How are you? Are you
All
ready
right,
for
quiet on
me?
the set.
I'm ready.
We going in three, two, one.
Hey there, Yovi D. It's Craig here from The Whistler. Just want to say hello.
Yovi, I thank you so much for trusting me and for having so much passion.
Jovi D, what is good, girl? I just want to thank you so much for the shout out, no doubt. I appreciate you because you great.
Hey, OVD. Thank you so much for stopping by and giving us some love. That was awesome.
On which one? Shame or please don't date me?
Please don't take me. I'm curious.
Oh my goodness. I chose.
Positive vibes here. Congratulations with everything that you're doing. Just keep doing your thing. Keep being you. I love it.
It's mind-boggling in a sense because, yeah, that's just the power of technology.
Hello. Hi, kiddos. This is Jovi D, your friend, a former media corporate in broadcasting, and an entrepreneur venturing in podcasting. How are you? Welcome. The show is about to start right now.
wisefingerlab.threadless.com. Your brain refrigerator is introducing products that never go bad and inspire creative dishes to feed the body and the brain. How about you wise up and log into wisefingerlab.threadless.com to discover your next tasty snack.
Hello, my kiddos. This is your friend, former media corporate Joey D. And the following is a sponsor ad. Anchor. Anchor is the app where you can create your podcast for free. And you can do amazing things with it. It has creation tools that allow you to record, edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you needed to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app and go to Anchor FM to get started. I cannot wait to hear your podcast. Bye. Hello, my kiddos. Guess what? Yes, it's another episode here at the Joey Day Show. And I have an amazing guest with me today. He is the owner of Imagine Evolution LC. He's also known as a mind and performance coach. His name is Arno Koch. I hope I say your name right. Please introduce yourself. Go ahead.
Hey guys. Yes, you pronounced my name very right. I'm Arno Koch, the coach. I'm a mind and performance coach specializing in relationship coaching these days. And yeah, I'm excited to be with you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for stopping by on my show. So, going straight out, how did you got started in this, Arno? Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, I was always passionate about personal development. I read my first book on personal development when I was only 15 years old, and have never stopped. But I think the crucial point was when I was, 28 years old. I read a book called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. And over the course of the years following, that book actually doubled my income. And that was the moment where I realized this personal development stuff doesn't only make me feel better or get results inside of me, but this is really paying off. And that's when I took a deep dive into it.
Wow. So do you have an example, a testimony of how exactly you put this in practice?
Sure. For example, one of my clients, she wanted to work on her career actually. And we went in with I think I call it a breakthrough session, which is a very intense process to help get rid of emotional baggage. Emotional baggage sounds so nasty.
It's well, we have it.
But we have it. Yeah, I sometimes call it persistent negative emotions connected to negative events in the past. So things we remember, a memory, and we don't remember how we felt, but the feelings flow through our bodies again. And those things can really impair our future and our behaviors. And with that client, she wanted to work on her career. We went through that breakthrough session, and halfway through the coaching, she said, "Hey, Arno, I think there's something I haven't told you about." And I was like, "What is that?" And she said, "I think I haven't told you about my bulimia." I was like, "No, you haven't. Tell me about it." And she said, "Well, it's gone since we started working with each other." So it's amazing how that breakthrough session can have ripple effects into other areas of life, although it's focused on a certain area, like in her case, career. And what I then also realized was, as we were going through that 3-month coaching program, her relationship completely reevaluated itself. At the beginning, when we went into it, she was on the brink of a divorce, and she was holding off of a major investment. They wanted to buy a kitchen, but she said, "I'm not investing a couple of 5-figure money to then waste it if we get divorced." And by the end of the program, they were deeply in love again and made that investment. And the same thing or similar thing happened with my next client. And I realized, I think there's something special about the relationship coaching aspect, because usually when you think relationship coaching, you think couples counseling and both people need to do something. But I realized if only one person is really committed and really wants to make the change, that is completely sufficient. And the techniques that I use and the help I provide help people reevaluate their relationship and get back into a love-based relationship just by them wanting it.
Okay, Arno. So I have a question for you, because basically, as you know, my show is all about entrepreneurs and how they can apply their business to the current, how do people know how to find you? Like, how they contact you? Is it by word of mouth, by recommendation, by social media? How do you put yourself out there? And I noticed that obviously you did had, aside of being a coach, you had a career in corporate America. How did you transition from working from somebody else to working on for yourself?
Okay, very good questions. Lots of questions. So let's start with the career. I'm an engineer by trade. So I started as an engineer in Germany. You might have guessed it from the accent already. I started out in Germany.
I got one too, but I'm actually from Latin America. But hey, we share something in common. Okay.
Yeah, both immigrants here in the US. So I started out in Germany. Then I went to Switzerland as a product manager for the product I was working on, and from Switzerland into business development here in California. And I had an expat contract, which was for 3 years. And by the end of those 3 years, I had the opportunity to go back to Switzerland, but I felt this is the right time to turn my passion into my business and become a coach and speaker. So that is my journey. And I also call myself the mind engineer because it just matches my history so well. And I think I'm also talking about and helping my clients go through the process in a very logical way and easy to understand way. So that certainly helped me develop my skills, although engineering has nothing really to do with coaching.
It may not have nothing to do per se, but I don't know, it's my impression and my opinion in this is that engineer allow you to structured, create a procedure system, of how, to put things in place, and make a little bit more sense of it. Correct?
I completely agree. Yes, indeed.
And go ahead.
Yeah, so I would like to build a bit of a bridge from relationships to career. And I think a lot of things in relationships boil down to communication. First of all, communication with self, be your best self in situations of adversity. No matter how beautiful a relationship is, it remains work, and there are always challenging situations. And a similar thing happens at work. Even if you're in a beautiful work environment, there are still challenges, and working with those challenges, you need to be your best self. And that doesn't mean being happy and dancing all the time. It means being your best self appropriate to the situation.
Please say that again. Say definitely that again. And I think it's definitely something that right now with COVID-19, you need to say that again, that a lot of people, even including all of us, we feel that life is not moving, but it actually is. And if you are in a healthy state of mind and safe, I really bless you. And if you are going through somebody that is close to you, going through this situation with COVID-19, we definitely want to, Arno wants to help you and be out there. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, being your best self doesn't mean being happy and dancing all the time. Being your best self means to being your best self appropriate to the situation. And being in charge of your state of mind, not getting overwhelmed from what's happening outside of you, but being empowered to taking charge of the situation. And that is looking at career and relationships. That means leadership. And leadership for me has three aspects. First is the leadership of self. I need to be in charge of myself. I need to be in charge of my state of mind. And I also need to be a follower. And that doesn't make necessarily sense intuitively, but when you think of it, being a leader of yourself means giving yourself instructions and following them. If you wake up every morning and have the brightest ideas, but then you don't follow through, you're a bad leader of yourself. You need to learn to lead yourself. And then the next step is not even the company, the business environment. The next step is your family. Be a leader in your family. And that doesn't mean that you're the boss, you're the matriarch or patriarch or something. It means situational leadership. You have your strengths, your spouse has their strengths. And being a leader means acknowledging the areas where the other person has their strength. And when you have your strength, then really stepping up and showing up for it and being your best self and communicating that in a way that the other person can stand it properly. And when you've mastered your self-leadership and you're the leader in your family, then that will trickle down into your business environment.
Excellent.
A lot of people,
go ahead.
A lot of people separate between business problems and personal problems. But from my point of view, from my experience, they're only personal problems and they show in business as well.
They do.
So it's very deep.
It's very deep. And you know what? We're going to leave that thought just floating around. I'm going to be back right now in a little bit, in a little break with Arno, because he has more to definitely add to this conversation. So hang in tight. Just say it. We're going to be right after this break.
Psst. Looking to invest in your podcast for free? YoVD has a free 15-minute one-on-one podcast course to help you design, produce, and kick off your very own podcast. YoVD is a corporate media consultant and a former TV broadcast executive that hosts her own shows. She helps people just like you become the masters of their own business adventures. YoVD can help you get started and help you to the finish line. Take control of your media empire now. Go to Instagram at YOVY_D and slide into her DMs. Yes, I said it. Let's get your business, branding, and podcast out into the world. You have something to say. Let YoVD help you say it.
Hello. The following is an ad. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps people like to listen? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free, kiddos. Free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. So what are you waiting for? So if you always wanted to start a podcast, make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast.
And we're back. Yes. And I have an amazing coach, mind in life, and definitely I want to just, you know what? I'm going to stop talking, Arno. Arno, take it over.
Yeah, I want to go into another parallel between personal life or relationship life and business life. And that is how we respond to triggers. Because we always get triggered by different things. It can be and often it's very simple things, like who's cleaning the dishwasher, who's cleaning the place, who's doing the laundry, and how. And,
well, you know
someone
what?
being late.
Let me now ask you, since now that you're mentioning that, because the matter of the fact is, these days families are spending more time than ever together in the same space. So I don't want to point out, but I just want to notice that there has been a correlation that either we see two things happening: either couples or families are really enjoying this time together, or you see the other side of it. A lot of couples are separating. What is the whole, we cannot speak directly on somebody's case. We don't know. But what exactly is happening? Is this a renaissance moment, a reflection kind of moment? What is happening?
I think there's very little time to escape. We're confronted with the other person's personality, and we can't look away from those things that peeve us or that trigger us. So exposed to those triggers day in, day out. And you either find a way to cope with those triggers, or you start believing that person has to change so that the relationship can continue. And of course, you can't change your partner. And here's why you can't change your partner. First of all, if you would change your partner, you would lose your respect for them, because being able to change your partner means you've figured out that button where you can change your partner, and now you can do it anytime you want. So you don't have a partner anymore. You have a pet that you can tell to sit and lie down whenever you want. You would lose your respect.
Yeah.
And then as you lose your respect, you would realize that if you found that trigger, that button, other people could find that button too. And you would lose your trust in your partner as well. So if you figured out how to change your partner, your relationship is toast anyway. So now the question is, what can you actually do? And there are two things. One thing is you can inspire your partner. And inspiring your partner comes from a completely different angle, because change also entails repercussions and negative things. Inspiring works exclusively positive. And you have to rethink. You have to come from a place of love. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the second thing is, when you change, when you react to your environment in a different way, when you change, when you show different behaviors, that means that the environment for your partner suddenly changes. Things that have worked for him before suddenly don't work anymore. Things that brought him pleasure in the past or got him results in the past now don't. And what does that mean? Now he needs to change. But the real change happened in yourself. So you're not starting to be negative about something. You find a solution for yourself to be happy and content with the situation in front of yourself. Change in that matter, and then your partner sees that something is different now and needs to change as well. So you either inspire or you change yourself.
Wow, I think it could not be better said. Definitely, Arno. It could not be better said. So, do you have anything for our listeners that they would have like to, look you up? And I will definitely put them in the show notes so they can check out your work. And is there anything coming up right now? Is there a webinar, conference, sessions? What's going on with you right now?
Yes. So there's my Facebook page, Arno Koch. There is my Instagram, _Arno Koch, one word.
Yeah, I will put that all in the show notes, guys, so you guys can check it out. I will put all the details.
There's my website with contact information. And what I'm doing right now, and I've started that when the COVID situation started, because I felt that people need a resource to relax and to get in a different headspace. So I started hosting a live meditation on Zoom. I do that twice a week. If you contact me, I'm happy to invite you. Or if you find me on Facebook and send me a friend request, I'm gonna invite you. And that's Wednesdays at 8 p.m. California time and Sundays at 10 a.m. California time.
Awesome.
And Sunday is the time where also a lot of Europeans show up, and
all right,
it's really nice. It's a great resource.
I definitely believe in meditation. Meditation is something that I usually do on a Sunday, as a matter of fact, also as well. I don't know. It just feels that it's just that day that is like, okay, how can we regather ourselves and obviously give the best energy in starting a new week, or so I kind of do that in a regularly practicing. But yeah, it has been so much fun having you here. So one last thing, I wanted to say, okay, what is the best tip that you can just give us and, honor with your presence today in telling us and just spreading good energy?
Yeah. I want to give you a little help mindset wise, because most of us are stuck in a mindset where we feel guilt for things we've done in the past, where we blame our partner for things they did, where we feel something negative happened and it's someone's fault, even my own or my partner's fault. And I want to give you a sentence that changed my life big time. And that is, no matter what happened, you did the best you could with the resources you had available at the time. I want to say that again. Whatever happened in the past, whatever you did or your partner did in the past, you or them did the best they could with the resources they had available at the time. So that means what happened, and it could not have happened any other way. Why? Because it didn't. And it's not about being negative about the past, because all those feelings of guilt, blame, shame, hurt, those make you sit down on the couch and simmer in them, and nothing happens. There's no movement attached to those to those thoughts. But if you find that you've did the best you could, but now you want to become someone better, now you want to find those resources inside of you to have those situations never happen again, or to be able to deal with those situations in a different way, that gets you out of the couch, that gets you moving, that makes you realize that change is possible and change can happen. And it's a very, very powerful thought in itself, because it can give you peace of mind if you're in a situation that is negative, or if you're out of a negative situation right away. You can think of, what can I do now to find those resources inside of me? And of course, the most powerful thing would be to get a coach. Other things can be look for certain books, look for certain podcasts that can help you. But getting a coach is always the fast track. And remember that getting a coach is not something someone does who needs a problem fixed, or who needs a fix, who's broken. But coaches are people that help people get to the next level. Like an Olympic athlete is a fantastic runner, for example, but now he wants to go for Olympic gold, and that's when he gets in touch with a coach.
Right. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because people think like, oh, I'm going to a therapist because I'm sick, or something is wrong, or I cannot compensate. And actually, it's like you said it perfectly. An athlete has coach, and it has several type of coaches for different purposes in order to excel their potential, in making it happen in a good state of mind. Mm-hmm.
Especially in a relationship, when you think that the relationship might be ending, going to a therapist, there's a certain stigma to that. And you could always, and a lot of people think, oh, if I go to a therapist, then my partner thinks I have a mental problem, and they might use that against me if it really comes to the divorce. That will not happen with a coach. Because working with a coach just shows that you're investing in yourself. You're betting on yourself to better yourself.
Yeah,
and you're taking action. Yes.
Exactly. Life improvement. You know what, Arno? I think we could continue talking for like another 5 hours, but I will thank you. But I know that you're very, very busy, and I'm so thankful that you squeeze in some time to come to my show. And as I said, if you have anything else coming around down the line, you're always more than welcome to come to the WD show. And guys, I'll see you next time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you having me.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jovi. Bye.
Hello, you are listening to the YoVD Show. This is T. Drake from God's Gift Through His Word, and I'm coming over to talk about the SoCal Podcast Explosion 2021. We will be having and postponing the SoCal Podcast Explosion 2020 due to what is going on with the COVID-19, but we are going to have it bigger, better, and stronger. So I hope that you will be a part of it. If you want to advertise, if you want to help, please do so. We're going to need a lot of help and a lot of hands. So don't forget, if you're interested, don't forget to contact YoVD so she can put you in contact with me. And don't forget about Pastor J, who is always our #1 sponsor, and also Dr. K, who is a sponsor that will be a sponsor for 2021 as well coming up. So God bless, and get ready for the SoCal Podcast Explosion 2021.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, finally, we're connected. Yes.
Yes. Awesome.
Hold on. I was like, what is it? There we go.
I can hear you clearly. How's my audio quality?
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah, we made it.
Very good.
Awesome. Anyway, so is recording?
Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, I think we had a good conversation.
Awesome.
Do you like it too?
I did. It was really, really, I pretty much, I was literally like shaking my head. I'm like, yep, everything that he said. And
Nice.
I will definitely do that. You're such a pleasure. You're very professional. I thank you for your time and patience. We made it happen. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot a bit about the business aspect, but I think bridging that worked also very, very well, right?
Right, because the thing is that my show is all about, and that's what I'm showing. I used to be a corporate employee, and then I'm venturing in another space. So it's like, it's always showing people that, hey, just because you were doing this, you are allowed to do other things and evolve and grow and innovate yourself and change yourself. So I'm glad that you said, hey, yes, by trade, I was an engineer, but guess what? I got a calling and a purpose to do this.
Nice.